off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Here's Jackson to throw. Steps away to his left. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much, as he's down to the 48. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 48-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. And now Jackson will look to throw it, eluding the pressure right. And this one complete to Seth Roberts. 11 yards there, first down.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson, forced out to his left. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Roberts. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Right there, 54 Mike. Watch the out, watch the out.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's got it. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
He's crashing.
Now the former Notre Damer, this is C.J. Prosise. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. C.J. Prosise, 72 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
Myers connects on the PAT, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
At the 31-yard line.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. First carry now for Justice Hill. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown. 53 yards. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Tucker now to add the point after. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, it's caught. Lockett. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup. Throwing is Wilson. That one going to be complete to David Moore. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. They'll run with Procise. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. On 2nd and 9. Wilson being chased out left. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
This is Procise on the carry. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. He's got the tight end, Vanette. And he is going to get the first down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first. From midfield now, here's Wilson. Fighting to stay upright. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And here's Wilson. Going to throw again. Escaping the pressure right. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson rolling to his left. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Seth Roberts. And it's 3rd down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's Jackson. Looking deep downfield. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on 4th. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Well, Charles, if you think so far the early part of the preseason, who has stood out? If you take a peek back at the draft, the first round, it was pretty defensively minded, but there were 3 quarterbacks taken. Kyler Murray first, Daniel Jones 6th, Dwayne Haskins 15th. Of those guys, they've looked pretty good.
I agree with you, Brandon. When you talk about those 3 quarterbacks, and you're right, the rest of the draft, we're talking about big linemen, right? We're talking about defensive players, not a lot of skilled players in the first round. But let's take the quarterbacks very quickly. Kyler Murray, by acclamation, went to Arizona. Everyone excited about it. And I think his team remains excited about his prospects. They're eager to see him play. He became the starter as soon as he was drafted. Daniel Jones, that was a different situation in New York. The fans weren't real excited about him coming in. But the reason they drafted him has a similar demeanor and talent to Eli Manning, and he's acquitting himself quite nicely in the early going. And Dwayne Haskins a little more up and down in Washington, but they love the big arm of this guy, and he's back at home. Remember, he grew up in Potomac, Maryland.
So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football, but you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
A little bit of daylight on that first down run sets him up nicely. 8 yards on the carry. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. From the 41, Jackson throwing the out route incomplete. It's Brown. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. On first down, It's Ingram, and he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Now Justin Tucker. He has hit from 61 in his career, so he has the leg for this. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Well, who needs a halftime? Am I right? Let's resume play. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it now. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Hey, 0, 0, 0. Off. He's coming.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. He's going to loft one deep left, trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And he will bring this all the way back out to midfield. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Brought in left side by Snead. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now Jackson. They'll roll him out right. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Throwing is Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Andrews. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
That is caught inside the 5. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. They'll look to run with Ingram. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Punching it in from a yard away as the Ravens push further out in front.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Got it. Mike, sport. It's a party now. It's a party now.
On first down, Wilson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Well, let's have some fun while we have a minute here. Fantasy drafts are in full swing. I know I've got my family fantasy draft coming up, Charles. Who would be your top 3 picks? I know that you're a noted fantasy football expert, so who would you take?
Well, you've got to start with guys who are going to touch the football and put it in the end zone, right? You got to score points. How about Saquon Barkley with the Giants? You know he's going to run it. He's going to catch it. When they get desperate, they may actually have him return it as well. Alvin Kamara is an absolute matchup nightmare for everyone. And Christian McCaffrey, did he ever come off the field last year? And, you know, this guy, he's a threat to be a 1,000-yard runner and a 1,000-yard receiver, as is Kamara. So this is going to be fun to watch. I can't wait to see those guys do their thing. But there are plenty of other guys out there, too. If Zeke comes along, you got to take him. Melvin Gordon, if they both come to camp, we'll see how that works out. How about Todd Gurley and his health? Because, boy, when he touches the ball, great things usually happen.
And then wondering, someone like Le'Veon Bell took the year off, now a new offense. But if he starts going like he used to, he's obviously going to be a good one.
Fresh legs is what you're counting on with Le'Veon Bell and a fresh start in New York with the Jets. And if you're looking for an exciting rookie, remember this. Kyler Murray's going to get the ball from the first snap, and they're going to leave him in there throughout. And as long as he stays healthy, he's going to pitch it around the park a bunch. Don't be surprised if he gets a little love, too.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
Check. Left. Zebra.
Here's Procise. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. That's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th, and we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Switch up.
Now Jackson back into his end zone. Incomplete. He was looking for Mark Ingram there. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Jackson on 3rd and long from his end zone. Flushed out right. They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him. 15 big yards.
Under the category of obvious, you hate giving up a first down on 3rd and long. And somehow he finds his way downfield and picks it up.
If you look at the coverage defensively, oh, this is great, but no one accounted for him at the quarterback spot.
At some point, you actually have to tackle him and get him on the ground short of the first down marker.
Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18. Now the pass brought in by Roberts. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. They go play action here on 1st down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Andrews. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. Jackson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Back to the running game. It's Ingram. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Flush to his right. That is caught at the 7. And a nice gain of 21 yards. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. They'll run here with Ingram. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as the Ravens push further out in front. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And the lead is now 24. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week? And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. To throw is Wilson. And he fires one incomplete. He was going for the tight end, Nick Vanette. And it's 3rd down. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and a mile.
Mike 40, check. Watch a slant. Watch a slant. One foot. Here I come. 40's Mike.
There's Wilson to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Defensively, that's Earl Thomas, the all-pro safety, knocking it free.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
At the 47-yard line.
54 Mike.
And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. He'll buy some time right. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Letting one go deep for Roberts. This is caught, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
The Seahawks take over.
Get ready.
At their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this? A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
After the interception, here's Jackson. Over the middle here to Brown. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Jackson. It's complete to Brown, right side. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. A 10th carry here for Mark Ingram. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And finally wrestled down at the 11. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings
Exactly.
there.
They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head. But
that's
the
about
virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
Tucker with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And he's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. They'll get this one down.